Okay, so let's talk about something, a feeling a lot of us have, but we're kind of ashamed to admit it. That secret sinking feeling you get when you know you have to play host. Yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about, right? The doorbell rings, and boom. Instead of excitement, it's this wave of anxiety. And then the inner monologue starts. Ugh, what's wrong with me? Am I a bad person? Just totally antisocial? Look, if that's you, I'm here to tell you you are so not alone. But here's the thing. What if I told you that feeling, it has absolutely nothing to do with being a bad host or being antisocial? What if it's not a character flaw at all? Turns out, it's actually a neurological response. It's your brain doing something very specific, and we're going to get into the fascinating science behind it.
To really get this, we have to understand what your home is to your brain. Because it's not just four walls and a roof, right? For a lot of us, our home is literally a tool we use to manage our own minds.
The big idea here is something called environmental control. And that's just a fancy way of saying it's your ability to control your surroundings. You know, the lighting, the sounds, your routines, all to keep yourself feeling calm and regulated. Think about it. Your home isn't just a shelter. It's more like an external hard drive for your brain's operating system.
So when guests come over, even with the best intentions, they kind of walk in and just disrupt that entire system. And that disruption shows up as 5 specific psychological triggers that just completely drain your energy. So let's break them down one by one.
All right, number 1, and this is a huge one. It's called territorial stress. Yeah, territorial stress. It's the anxiety you get from losing control of your personal environment. And I love this phrase here, extension of the self. Psychologically, our homes are seen as a part of our identity. So when someone comes in and you lose control over that space, it feels like you're losing control over a piece of yourself. It's deeply personal. And here's how it actually works in your brain. When you're home alone, everything is on autopilot, right? Your routines are automatic. You don't have to think. But the second guests arrive, your brain has to switch from automatic to manual. Suddenly, you're thinking about everything. Where should they put their coat? Are they comfortable? Do they need a drink? Your sense of control just vanishes, and your nervous system goes on high alert. You are absolutely not in rest mode anymore. Okay, moving on to number 2. This trigger explains exactly why hosting can feel way less like a fun party and way more like a job. It's called sustained social monitoring. This is a super high-energy brain state where you are constantly managing everything. You're not just having a casual chat. Oh no, you're scanning the room, reading social cues, tracking the tone of the conversation, making sure everyone is comfortable. It is an insane amount of cognitive work. So yeah, there's a very real reason you feel completely wiped out afterward. You're not just tired from talking. You're depleted because you've basically been performing complex emotional labor for hours. Your brain has been running a full-on marathon while you've just been passing around snacks. All right, trigger number 3. Now this one is for all my people out there who live and die by their routines. It's called structure dependence. And listen, for a lot of us, having a routine isn't about being rigid or inflexible, not at all. It's an absolutely essential framework that keeps anxiety down and our minds feeling orderly. That predictability, that's what creates a sense of calm. And let's be honest, guests are basically agents of chaos for that structure. Your meal times get all messed up, your quiet evening routine disappears. That whole sense of order you've built just goes out the window. And to someone else, it might look like you're just being fussy or inflexible, but it's not that. It's self-protection. You're protecting the very system that keeps you sane. Okay, on to number 4. And this battle is fought entirely inside your own head. We're talking about evaluation anxiety. You know that nagging little voice that pops up? The one that turns your cozy living room into a stage and suddenly you're the main performer? Yeah, that one. Even with people you love, you get this persistent feeling that you're being secretly judged on everything. Your cleaning skills, your taste in decor, how awkward you are. It's exhausting. And that internal monologue is just relentless, isn't it? Is the bathroom clean enough? Oh man, was that a weird thing to say? Are they bored? You're spending so much mental energy auditing your own performance that you totally miss the chance to just relax and actually enjoy being with them. And that brings us to our 5th and final trigger. And this one might be the most personal of all. Decompression zone invasion. Think about it. Your home is the one single place on this planet where you're allowed to take off your social mask, where you don't have to perform, you don't have to be on,
But the second guests walk through that door, guess what? The mask has to go right back on. And just like that, your only recovery space has become another performance space. So when you stack up all 5 of these triggers, a really clear picture starts to form. It all boils down to one simple thing: the fundamental purpose your home serves for your specific brain. And this comparison just nails it. On one side, you have the social brain. For this brain, home is a venue, a place for gathering and connection. But on the other side, you've got the regulating brain. And for this brain, home is a tool. It's a sanctuary for controlling variables and, most importantly, for recovering. And listen, neither one is better or worse. They're just 2 totally different operating systems. It doesn't mean you're antisocial. It just means you use your home as a charging station, not a social club.
Which brings us to our final takeaway. This is all about reframing that feeling you have. It's not a bug, it's a feature. It's just part of how you're wired.
I want you to just read this quote and let it sink in for a second. You don't dread guests because you are antisocial. You dread them because your home is the only place where your brain stops working. Wow, that just says it all, doesn't it? You dread guests because they force your brain to clock in for a shift in the one place it's supposed to be off the clock. So the real question here isn't, how can I force myself to be a better host? No, the question is, so how will you protect your sanctuary? And the answer is up to you. Maybe it means meeting friends out at a restaurant instead. Maybe it's setting a hard end time for get-togethers. Or maybe it's just giving yourself permission to say no sometimes. Your home is your place to recharge. It's okay to protect that.